Investing for the Great Reset. You'll own nothing and be happy. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.Heise here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee because we're going to talk about, well, some suggestions for investing during the Great Reset, or for the Great Reset. We all remember this image, and let's just bring up this little video clip here. 8 predictions for the world in 2030. You will own nothing and you'll be happy. Okay? And a lot of people were concerned about that. You know, the wealthy, the elite, the World Economic Forum are going to come in and steal all your wealth. Now, well, they probably will anyway, but that's just how it works through stupid investing. I thought, okay, let's have a look at this. This is really talking about a new model where rather than buying everything outright, you will just rent things or borrow things or pay for things as you need them. And I've said many times, I'm not a fan of subscription services. I tend to avoid them when I can, particularly if they're a waste. But there's certain things I've been subscribed to for years now that even when times have gotten tough financially, I've still maintained that subscription because there were services I need. Examples would be Microsoft with all of the Office 365 services that we use for our business. It was definitely a service that we maintained. And so the idea is, what I'm thinking is, where would you invest your money preparing for this new future where more and more people will be using a range of different subscription services? Because we'll own nothing and we'll be happy. Now, the first one I thought we'd look at is Disney, and particularly Disney Plus. Now, you've got many other streaming services. You've got Netflix, you've got Hulu, you have Apple even getting into it. Now, the reason I'm thinking of investing in Disney is because, well, they make good content. They make very good content. And, I mean, there you go, Free Guy, a surprise popular movie. Angry Joe did a video review on it. Many people are saying it's much better than they anticipated. They're now putting their movies out directly on their Disney Plus platform. They're cutting out all the middlemen. They've got the capabilities and experience in making content better than anyone else. They've got a large audience and fan base, and now they're cutting out the middlemen and providing access to their whole back catalog of quality content and even their movies directly to people. So, and there's a monthly subscription. And for us as parents of children, this, well, it's a brilliant idea, as much as I like buying and owning digital copies of movies and shows. I mean, when I die, what's going to happen to all of those? No one will, that'll stick to my account. It may not even be transferred to a next generation. I could buy physical media, but then I have to store that, and it's a pain. And often these things we'll only want to watch for a few years while the kids are young. So I can appreciate Disney as a potential. And that's one business that I would invest in because of their subscription-based model that they have. Remember, you'll own nothing and you'll be happy. We have a look here at the sentiment. So Walt Disney Co., and this is from one of the brokers I use, SelfWealth. They're trading at $172.96 USD. It's apparently undervalued by 21.7%. We can see, have a look here, look at their market cap. Yeah, pretty decent. They're a big company. Their P to E ratio is 275. Their earnings per share are 62.7. So, I mean, P to E's are a little different in the States to Australia. All of these companies are US companies that we'll be looking at, by the way. You've got everyone in the SelfWealth ecosystem, from the bottom 10% performers to the top 1% performers, are buying Disney shares. You've got ownership. It's the 12th most owned, the 14th by rank, and the 22nd by market cap. Now, 82% of those are buying. Company's earnings potential looks good. It's aligning with the target portfolio. They've got this method here with SelfWealth where you can copy someone, and that costs extra, so I don't pay for it. Oh, I'm too cheap, aren't I? That's a subscription service I'm not falling for. So selling, 44% are taking profits. We can see, it's been reasonably flat, and it's slightly to the high end, We have a look here, the predictions for higher 230, mean a 210, lower 145, 7. We can see here it's leaning towards buy and 84% are bullish. So that is Disney, the first of what I would say the you will own nothing and be happy subscription-based businesses that I'm considering buying. Oh, and by the way, I should say I'm an architect, so don't take financial advice from an architect. That'd be crazy. Seriously. Do your own research and investigation. These are just suggestions I've thought up with. Because frankly, I would like you to let me know your suggestions in the comments, because I'll use that as a springboard to investigate and have a look. Now, the second business that I'm thinking of buying shares in is Microsoft. And I know so many people just don't like Bill Gates, often because he's misquoted in a lot of things. But their profits are going up year on year. They're not in the media like Apple. The whole Apple Epic debacle, Google and Facebook, they're all just getting hammered in the media. Microsoft is just quietly there working in the background, providing services that everyone uses. They've got Office 365. There's a whole generation that aren't even going to remember actually going out and buying like a copy of Office. And I mean, they've got Teams, they've integrated Skype. I don't even know what this Y thing is. I've used SharePoint a lot in our small business. Word, Excel, PowerPoint, OneNote. I'm literally using OneNote now to make this presentation. And, good old Outlook. A subscription service, you get people in their ecosystem and they stay committed to it. We've got 2 subscriptions to Office 365 now. I used to have a lot more. But it's still something that I've kept going as a business expense. Then they've got Azure as well. And that's an interesting one, just their whole cloud computing ecosystem. This is where when people are talking about, all these revolutionary crypto schemes of cloud computing and people coming together, it's so much cheaper just to buy some, decentralized or centralized, but in multiple location data capacity, computing capacity with Azure. It's so cheap. That's what you're competing with. And then the big reason why I want to get into Microsoft is this Game Pass. Now, I tried it for the first time. I wanted to play Humankind. So I thought, I'll chuck $1 at it and give it a shot. It's a very good game. I like the strategy games. But Microsoft, the big point of difference, streaming gaming is going to be the future, guys. It's not going to be us old fuddy-duddies on Steam. Remember, Steam's old now. Or people who are just buying physical copies. When's the last time you went into an EB Games or a game shop and looked at the PC section? I'll often go there just to browse, and there's nothing to look at. There's nothing to look at. There's 50 billion shooters for consoles. But, Google have tried this. I think you've got EA Play, you've got others. The advantage of Microsoft is that their back end is pretty much a whole bunch of stripped down Xboxes. So that means if you're developing a Unity game, you can have it on the Xbox platform where people can stream it. So that means there's many more authors or publishers and authors who can produce games for this platform a lot easier than other platforms. Google, you need to develop for their Linux back end for their streaming. Stadia is anyone even talking about it? And you could play any game streamed to another device, to an old Xbox, an old computer. You may not even have the hardware capability to play it, but as long as you have the capability to stream it. Now that's the main reason why I'm attracted to Microsoft, because I can see this being a potential revenue stream. They also did the whole deal where, you get a new Xbox and you'd pay it off over time with the subscription service. Like the mobile phones, guys. Remember when mobile phones, people would constantly upgrade because it'd just be included in the bill? So that's, can you see that? People are automatically upgrading their Xboxes every few years with their Game Pass. So yes, Microsoft has made it to my list of you'll own nothing and be happy. And they're at $296 USD. We can have a scroll down here. There you go. Look at their market cap. Look at their profits. Look at their dividends per share. Microsoft are a dividend-paying company. Now, this is different to my pocket money investing strategy of dividend paying. The idea for that is, I'm taking little bits of money I don't notice, and chucking it into a whole bunch of dividend-paying companies just to turn pocket money into passive income. The idea was to see how long it would take me to get to continually $100 per month passive income with pocket money. And I'm still doing that. But this is more, I've actually liquidated a portion of my gold to invest in these businesses because I'm getting frustrated just with, well, it's just sitting there. I haven't got rid of all of it, but I've got rid of a portion of it to buy and put into this. That's why I'm looking at it. So you can see their earnings per share, $8.06. Their profits are continually going up. Here's the market ownership of Microsoft, up everywhere. They're fourth by ownership, seventh by weight, and second by market cap. Here we go, buying. Companies' earnings potentials look good. Aligning with target portfolio. Everyone always seems to do that. People are taking profits, and they've got a better idea. We have a look here. You can see, there we go. It's near the year high. It's near the year high, and the predictions are a high of 411, a mean of 336, and a low of $280. And again, we can see 92% up bullish on Microsoft. So there's the second company I'm looking at. And really, Game Pass pulled me over, honestly. Using that service for the first time. I know I think EA Play may be included, I'm not sure. I got it and I played one game. And then I canceled the subscription because I was playing too much of it. I've got a project on and a new baby. I can't play during the day because I work, and in the morning I record. So it's when the kids and everyone are in bed. So you know what happens with these strategy turn-based games. Oh yeah, one more turn, and then Florian's up until midnight. Yeah. Now, the next company I'm adding to the You Will Own Nothing and You'll Be Happy list is Autodesk. Now, Autodesk is a company that I am very familiar with. I've been using their software for years. I spent $60,000 buying all of their software, and then they switched to a subscription-based model. I still have my old perpetual licenses. I haven't bothered upgrading them to an ongoing subscription. What I do, I use my Rivet 2019 and all of the other Autodesk 2019 as I need it for projects. If I have a job that I need to get a more advanced version of Rivet, like right now I'm working on a school and we're using Rivet 2022 for that one, I will just rent the software. So it's $405 ex-GST a month for me to rent the software. So I'll probably rent it it'll probably take another 2 months on the job, hopefully a month, depending on consultants. But that's just an expense I will just factor into that project. And it's because this is a scale-up project. This is, a couple million school new building that needs the latest software because we were working with consultants. I probably could get away with the 29. Well, no, I definitely could do the whole job on the old version. That's no problem. But that's a cost I can just assign to that job. I don't need to have the CapEx there. I don't need to put 60 grand aside that's depreciating over time. It's just an expense. It's just an expense. Perfect for the business. So you can see here, this is all the things they have. Now, that's why I'm adding Autodesk to my roster, because it is a software. Even my 3D scanning software I use is Recap from Autodesk, $55 a month. I don't bother getting a year subscription. I'll just get it when I need to stitch something together. When I rent out the equipment, I don't need to use the software. Other people can rent that out for dirt cheap. And my approach, our business has changed now. Rather than doing lots of projects all the time and having a whole team, I'll do a few decent sized projects a year so I can divide it up. Maybe a month where I won't need the latest software, where I won't need Recap. I don't need it now because for this job we've done that first stage. So it gives you a lot of flexibility. I know some people don't like it. You have to be able to turn things on and off. That's one thing I found with Microsoft actually. Their ability to turn stuff on and off with Office 365, changing access to the software was much better than Autodesk when I was using that. Autodesk is a pain to turn stuff on and off. Microsoft was really good. So Autodesk, they're trading at $283.45 USD. They're undervalued by 23.4%. And these valuations, they come from, Refintech? They're the ones who come up with them. We can have a look here. There you go. Look at their profits. They don't pay a dividend anymore. Some of these US companies don't pay dividends. They'd rather do share buybacks. It's to make it easier for, well, the tax reasons for it. What I'm talking about here, again, as I said, this is not dividends or bonuses for these investments. This is money I want to chuck at this just for long term. Long term. Earnings per share, $5.92. Price to earnings ratio is 47. So their P to E is much better than some of the others. What's Microsoft's P to E? What's their P to E? 36. See, 36, and Microsoft and Autodesk, their P to Es are a lot more sensible than good old Disney. But you can see people are pricing in future growth here for Disney. So the last company I will look at, and this is one I've, encountered not directly, but from sales reps, from trade reps. As an architect, we'd often have trade lunches where people would come and tell us about different products and things in the office. I've scaled back on that now because it's just me. It doesn't really matter so much. But, it was great. And, we have a look here. Salesforce. Now, this is the fourth company I'm adding to my You'll Own Nothing and You'll Be Happy. Because, they have a subscription-based model. It's a client relationship management system. And it's like a virus, guys. It just gets into your business, and then there's other services, other things that you can add on, and it just starts integrating itself into everything. So this is one I'm considering. I've never used it myself. I've got no experience with it, but I can see how, this cross, similar to how Apple, when you get in their ecosystem, you're trapped in their ecosystem. There's a potential here for people to be trapped in the Salesforce ecosystem. All these things that just make it a little bit easier, just a little bit better. And you can see here, you've got all the different subscription-based models, monthly costs. That's just part of your business. Where Autodesk, I would turn stuff on and off. For Salesforce, I'm sure people wouldn't. Maybe I should give it a try and a play. Let me know if you've any experience with Salesforce, or if there is another company you would add as the fourth option. We have a look here. Here's Salesforce. They're sitting at $284.41. They're undervalued by 10.4%. They are making profits. Their earnings, price to earnings ratio is 112. I haven't had my coffee. They're not paying a dividend. We can see here, everyone's buying them. Everyone's buying them. 36th by ownership, 42nd by weight, and 28th by market cap. 77% are buying. Company's earnings potential looks good, and the stock is undervalued. Those who are selling have a better investment idea or opportunity. We can see this is at a year high. This is at a year high. Now, I'm not trying to time the market with these buys. I am just looking at somewhere to store my money for the long term, or a portion of it. And I want to up there you go, 100% bullish. I want to up my US shareholdings as overall, get that percentage a bit higher. I want to expose myself to a variety of different sectors. So, everyone, you'll own nothing and you'll be happy. These are the 4 companies that I'm investing in to, prepare for that. Disney Plus, Microsoft, Autodesk, and Salesforce. What companies would you have as suggestions for, passive subscription investing? Let's have a talk. So, guys, what would you suggest? Do you agree with these proposals? What about Netflix? Do you think Netflix is a goer, or Apple? Perhaps. Apple is starting to break into the subscription model. Netflix, yes, it could. They're getting bigger. Personally, I'm just not a fan of them. I think there's more potential there for Disney, but maybe that's just my own bias coming through there. What other subscription models? I was considering Adobe Acrobat, Adobe, all their suite of products, because you've got a subscription service for all their graphics arts, their production software, all of that, and a lot of people use it. And there'll be more growth and demand for that as, YouTube and other platforms grow. There's another potential that could be added there. I didn't think to add it. Frankly, I thought Salesforce has a little bit more growth potential. Or perhaps some of the companies that have the accounting software that people could subscribe to as an option there. Maybe Uber, but we'll have to see. If they make a bit of a profit. Well, so guys, those are my 4 suggestions. What do you think? And please let me know what you would do and where you would put your money. Oh, one more thing, actually. One more thing I want to finish up on. And this was, well, I put a vote. Which would you invest in? One day ago, I asked the viewers to vote on the community tab, gold or Microsoft. And, well, you know why I put that up there? Because I'm taking some gold and I'm going to put it into Microsoft. 73% said for gold, 27% said for Microsoft. A few people said silver has more opportunities. My frustration is I'm seeing, well, it's a dead asset, isn't it? Gold is an insurance policy, I would say. An insurance policy driven by fear. Sure, there are industrial applications for it, but that's not why most people are buying, or at least most consumers are buying it. Whereas Microsoft, we're using it every day. So there you go, guys. Thank you all for watching this episode of HeiseSays. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. If you're a fan and enjoy the content I put together here, there are a few ways you can help us out. You can join us by signing up to our Twitch or our HeiseSays live channel. And tonight we will have the Freedom Friday. Make sure you join in. You can also support us by joining us financially on YouTube or Patreon, signing up for SelfWealth or Stake, using our affiliate links at Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or AussieBroadband, buying our merch at HeiseSays, using Gold Pass at the Perth Mint, or supporting us via PayPal. Take care. Have a great day. I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.